So I wanted to just quickly talk about the winners of the Colorado election races that I care about. In Pueblo, there's only 4 competitive races in the Democratic primary, and then there's 2 competitive races in the Republican primary. And so I'm actually kind of amazed. So I guess I'll just actually talk about all of them. So Secretary of State Jenna Griswold is going to face Willie Wayne Williams in the general election. This is Republican and Democrat. I'm not sure about the independent. The Attorney General Phil Weiser beat Joe Salazar 50.9% to 49%. Very tight race, only 10,000 votes between the two, and 94% was reporting. So it is possible that Joe Salazar could overtake Phil Weiser. This is the New York Times. George Brockler would be the Republican. He was uncontested. So either Phil Weiser, who is Hinken-Looper endorsed, versus Joe Salazar, who is the progressive. Joe Salazar would be infinitely fucking better. Not infinitely. I don't know. I actually have a surface analysis of all this. So Joe Salazar to me is the bigger progressive. So I'm not particularly excited about that, but I don't know too much about Phil Weiser, and since the governor had approved of him, and George Brockler is going to be the fucking challenger, I hope he didn't run to a conservative Democrat and got scared of the progressive. If they did that, they fucked up. That's what it looks like to me. So the Attorney General is Phil Weiser, so far 51% to 49%, 94% reporting 10,000 point lead. The winner of the governor's race, Walker Stapleton of the Republican Party, they beat Greg Lopez and Victor Mitchell and Doug Robinson. Walker Stapleton absolutely adores Trump. He loves Donald Trump. He's the treasurer, the current state treasurer, and I really wasn't. I don't know. Victor Mitchell seemed more impressive, but again, surface analysis. I got to get into these races more, so I have more to talk about during the election, during the roundup, the election roundup. So Jared Polis beat the living shit out of Kerry Kennedy. Jared Polis is a woman beater, beat the holy crap out of Kerry Kennedy. It was 45% to 25% by over 100,000 votes. So it's kind of pathetic turnout. Mike Johnston 23%, Donald Lynn 7%. So Jared Polis is the Democratic primary. He's not too bad. The Kerry Kennedy is who I voted for. She seemed more progressive to me than Jared. Might be the first gay governor. He's a gay man. I don't know if he'll be the first gay governor. He seems like a nice, gentle soul. He had universal health care. Kerry Kennedy wasn't for universal health care, but then she started talking about it, and I wonder if it was after my conversation with her, because she didn't seem like she was for it when I first asked her. I asked her if she was for universal health care, and then Jared Polis picked up on it, and actually I asked Jared Polis the same thing, and he said that he was for it. So that's tremendous that universal health care plan actually came back out. I didn't pick the winner or whatever, but I'm happy with Jared Polis. And he kind of co-opted Kerry Kennedy's idea, or maybe he said that he was for it. I don't know who come up with the plan, so I'm not sure exactly how but Colorado is going to get some universal health care. We'll be the first state in the nation with universal health care under Jared Polis. So I am excited about that. Walker Stapleton, he beat the pants off of Victor, Greg, and Doug. He got 48% to 30%, 13%, 9% respectively. So Victor Mitchell got 30%. So by 18 points, but not a majority. Jared Polis didn't get a majority. 45%, 48%. That is not 50% plus 1. Okay. Let's see, what else do I have here? Diane Bush. I'm actually very excited. I went with Arn McConey, and oh my god, Carl Hanlon got his fucking face smashed in. The U.S. House District 1, Diana DeGette beat Sario Rayo. Casper Stockham is uncontested, so Diana DeGette will go against Casper Stockham in the general election. plus whatever independents. Joe Neguse versus Peter Yu. Mark Williams got beat by Joe Neguse in District 2. Peter Yu is the Republican uncontested. Scott Tipton, uncontested. Diane Bush beat the shit out of Carl Hanlon, 64% to 28%. So that is by 30 to 40 points. And that's even with Arn McConey, who took more progressive votes away from Diane Bush. I thought Diane Bush was more, like, she was running. She's been a progressive the whole fucking time, so she did feel like, I don't know which way she ran. She's a good speaker. She helped legalize marijuana, pass the laws for the legalization of marijuana here in Colorado. But she seemed to act like she didn't understand the rescinding of the Cole memo. So under the Obama administration, they weren't going to prosecute anybody for marijuana in the states that had legalized it, but Jeff Sessions had rescinded that memo saying that they are going to leave open the possibility of arresting people. And she was like, "Who'd you hear that from?" It was like, it's just common sense. So, and then I asked her if she was, how would she describe herself, and she said Democrat. So not progressive, not liberal, Democrat. So anyways, she was the progressive between the two major candidates in the Democratic primary, Diane and Carl. Arn McConey was a Green Party guy, fucking progressive as fuck. So I went with Arn because I liked him. And I think, you know, if Diane Bush doesn't beat Scott Tipton, you're going to need an Arn McConey in 2 years to unseat a Scott Tipton. You're going to need an exciting progressive and an exciting radical leftist populist. And Arn McConey has the platform and the issues to do just that. And we have a lot of major issues. So that's, you know, the U.S. House District number 3. This is the federal election. This is the midterm. This is what makes Colorado significant in the midterm election, because it's going to have a blue wave. So Diane Bush is going to be the Democrat who's going to smash Scott Tipton in this great blue wave that is coming. At least that's what the Democrats are hoping for. So I'm happy with Diane Bush. I think I even have some things here about her. Okay, so Diane Bush, she's got white hair and she looks pretty old. She has 2 years, you know, to do her thing, so I think she'll do her thing. I don't know when she was born. She got the bachelor's degree in 1975, so that might give you some clue. Let's see what she is about. Her campaign themes was expand economic and educational opportunity, protect the environment, improve infrastructures, fund preschool K through 12, balance the budget, keep our rivers free flowing in their basin of origin, encourage energy efficiency and renewables, help create the nation's first public lands day, study impacts of a statewide health insurance risk pool, bring high-speed broadband services to rural areas, ensure state tax incentives for affordable housing. Affordable housing, nice. That's when she ran as a rep for Colorado. In this election, yeah, she ran against Michael Cocapio and beat the shit out of him too, 61% to 40%. So, yeah. That's Ballotpedia.com. Protect net neutrality, ensure equal pay for equal work, raise the minimum wage. This is what Diane Bush is going to do. So y'all pay attention, okay? She's going to end Citizens United by constitutional amendment. She's going to end voter suppression initiatives. She's taken no corporate PAC pledge. So no corporate dollars. That's a hard, you know, that's impressive. So she's not owned by any corporations. She wants to invest in 21st century infrastructure like water, broadband, multimodal transportation, and renewable, raise the minimum wage, disincentivize corporations from taking jobs overseas by implementing effective taxation policies, support collective bargaining. Education, she's all about it. Yeehaw. Regulate the for-profit. Protect Pell Grants. Fight climate change, end fossil fuel subsidies, uphold the Paris Climate Accord, develop, implement Colorado's water plan, foreign policy, reform our military contracts and the spending of the Pentagon, reform, insist that any hostilities not in self-defense must obtain authorization from Congress. Is Diane Bush going to make sure that Congress declares the wars from here on out? Because we're in war. And there has never been a declaration since World War I. Since 1941, we've never had any declaration of war. So that's why it was military Vietnam conflict instead of a war. So we're in a, this, I guess, fight against this terrorism conflict. So, support global denuclearization, support a two-state solution for Palestine and Israel. Nice. Repeal the authorization for the use of military force, 2001. Oh my God, I'm in love. Okay, so gun safety, she's for chopping up the Second Amendment. So, let's not get into that. Healthcare, she's defend Medicare, Medicaid. Universal, I don't see universal anywhere. She says help improve the Affordable Care Act by changing the two-earner glitch and solving the cliff effect. Jared Polis is going to get us universal health care, so that's good enough there. Human rights, prevent discrimination in arbitrary and indefinite detention, supports rights of minority communities, support the DREAM Act, fix work visa programs like H-1B, H-2B, and family detention separation, labor, support a Green New Deal. A Green New Deal. A Green New Deal. Pass full employment, support collective bargaining, repeal Taft-Hartley. Infrastructure. Women's rights. Lots and lots of women's rights. Title 10. Medicaid, Roe v. Wade. Personhood, birth control, equal pay, parental leave, Violence Against Women Act, Fight for Equal Rights Amendment, Me Too Act, Violence Against Women Veterans Act. All 5 years of the State House, she received 100% report cards from all the women's rights groups. So women are going to get their rights, finally. They're going to get their day in the sun. People have been pushing women down, making them slaves, taking their rights away for too damn long. It's good. It's good. You can't be against rights. I just hope do men have rights? I hope is she going to support men's rights? I know people alone laugh at that, and there are fucking lot of freaks in men's rights, but men do have rights. They do. I swear to God, you guys. I know I'm being controversial here. Uh-oh. Men are people too. They are. They are human beings. I mean, I don't know. Karen McCormick beat Chase Coney. They're going to go against Ken Buck, District 4. Stephanie Spalding v. Doug Lamborn, who beat a bunch of people with the District 5. District 6, Jason Crover, Levi Tillman. Going to go against Mike Kaufman. Jason Crow's a Democrat. Mike Kaufman's a Republican. Ed Perlmutter versus Mark Barrington for House District number 7. State Senate, Leroy Garcia is my state senator. He was uncontested, and there is no Republican running against him. So he's right back up in there. Right back up in there. I actually did not check the state house races. There's Diana Escobar, 62, 63, 57. What is it? I'll say 62. Don Valdez. Don Valdez. He ran against nobody and won. So if you need a person to fight the air, Donald Valdez is your man. He will kick the shit out of the Invisible Man's ass. He don't give a fuck. He don't play. I'm Donald Valdez and I don't play. I'll kick Invisible Man's ass. I don't give a fuck who you are. How big a boy are you? So, 57, no, fuck, 53, no. What is her name? Dania Esgar. Is her name going to pop up? Just pop up. No. I had these memorized at one point. There it is, Dania Esgar. Ran against nobody, she won. So, I know you guys were nervous. I want to say that there was a competitive race, and I don't know the other district. Ain't that a bitch? There's district, let's remember, 46. 46 and 62. Don Valdez, 62. These are Pueblo representatives. There's 3 of them. Pueblo is divided into a third. So Don Valdez, Dania Escar, and then let's just go on to the next thing. Phil Weiser, Joe Salazar, still, by the skin of their chinny chin. Treasurer, Dave Young beat Bernard Douthat. Again, they went with the conservative, so it's kind of crazy. The real serious progressives won. Diane Bush, she's a serious progressive. She kicked ass. But just being a progressive does not mean you are going to win in Colorado. The progressive, actually, Jared Polis, Kerry Kennedy, I would say she was a little bit more progressive, just a general sense. And then I would also say that the nail-biter race, you have the conservative Hickenlooper Phil Weiser. Hickenlooper endorsed Phil Weiser beating Joe Salazar, so there's another conservative Democrat over the progressive, and then Dave Young over Bernard Douthat by 68% to 31%. So that's by 35% or so. So 35 points and 37 points, 36. Okay, so Dave Young kicked the shit out of Bernard Douthat, and the Republican primary, there has not been declared a winner. 86% reporting. Brian Watson was winning with 38% over Justin Everett with 37%. So I guess we do know that Polly Lawrence lost. Polly Lawrence will not be the treasurer. So I'm sorry, Colorado. Polly Lawrence is not going to be your treasurer. I know you had that Walker Stapleton, and now he's your Republican. Who the fuck? Walker Stapleton. Jared Polis is better than Walker Stapleton. I'm just going to, right off the top, I'm going to go ahead and give my endorsements. Unless there's independents. I'm sure there's going to be independents for all these. So, let's just look at the State House. I'll look at the State House one last time to see if I can just pick up by intuition. Because I felt like the Democrats were running against somebody, so there would be... They're all unopposed. They're not running against anybody. None of these positions are running against anybody. But the lady was saying, vote for me, so why would she say vote for me if none of them are voting or running against each other? Yeah, so all of them were uncontested, the Dems and the Republicans, out of all those state fucking House races. I guess they were picked at the caucus, and so they don't. But there's fucking primaries. Anyways, Jenna Griswold, vote for her over Wayne Williams. George Brockler is a formidable fucking challenge. I don't know if Phil Weiser is going to be up for the challenge. Bernard Douthat was a badass. He was going to get us a public state bank. He was he was smart as fuck. Dave Young was just like a teacher. He had nothing going for him. So, that's the results of the Colorado primary of 2018, the very first open primary in Colorado. So, yeah, Jared Polis, congratulations. Diane Bush, congratulations. Leroy Garcia, Dania Escar, Donald Valdez, and that's it. Fuck every single one. Fuck all the rest of you motherfucking assholes. You dirty, rotten sons of bitches.